Hey guys, what's up? We got some big news to talk about today. Capcom just can't handle those leaks, man. Anyways, what's up, Mir? You're joining me with this, and we literally just got news of this like just a couple of hours ago. So this is really recent. Anyways, just to catch you guys up, the Street Fighter V Arcade Edition is indeed true. If you guys missed it on the news, a couple of weeks ago, a mysterious posting of this game was up on a UK gaming shopping site, I think called Shop2, and it was pretty reputable from what I've heard. And it was pretty much confirmed, but now it is definitely confirmed. The same game is being posted on Amazon. I mean, Amazon is pretty reputable. So, and a bunch of gaming websites are already posting this everywhere. Everyone's talking about it. I mean, I don't even know if we consider this a leak at this point. It's just, it's crazy, man. Capcom just can't handle it. So yeah.
Basically confirmed.
Basically confirmed. Okay, so this listing actually has a bunch of details about the game, so we kind of have a sneak peek. But the very first thing that we should talk about, for everyone to know, to make this crystal clear to everyone, is that this is going to be a free DLC. It is confirmed to be free DLC. Let me read off the beginning of the description for you guys. Current players of Street Fighter V and future owners of Street Fighter V Arcade Edition will be placed in the same player pool, with PlayStation 4 and PC cross-platform play continuing to unite fans into a unified player base. The initial Street Fighter V purchase is still the only one that consumers need to make to ensure they always have the most up-to-date version of the title. So there you guys go. You don't have to worry now about this whole second disc thing. It's simply going to be for people that haven't happened to purchase Street Fighter V in the first place. And that's the way it should be, right, Mir? Like, I mean, it'd be crazy if they broke the promise on the disc and then charged for it. It'd be nuts.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And you're going to keep all of your progress, I guess you could say, with the like unlocks and fight money, so that you can still use those to unlock new things as the game gets updated more and more.
Yeah, exactly.
That's another thing that they mentioned.
Exactly. So, I mean, it doesn't say anything where you can get any free characters from Season 1 or Season 2. We still don't have those exact details yet. It's still possible. I mean, there has to be some reason to pick up this, for them to make the second disc, right? Because the name doesn't really sound like the whole remarket thing, which we'll talk about at the end of the video. It's the only thing I'm not hype about, actually. but we'll save the, the negativity for the very end. But no, I'm super hyped for this, man. And just reading this, I'm super excited that a lot of the leaked stuff, a lot of the stuff is confirmed to be true, for sure. So, yeah, man. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a lot of new content.
It's a lot of new content. Okay, so let's get started on the details. Okay, so first off, the first feature of course is called Arcade Mode, because the title will indeed be called Street Fighter V Arcade Edition. It says Arcade Mode, choose from 6 different paths themed after classic Street Fighter games. So we're going back now to the recent data mine from Xkira, where he showed different grids that had different characters from different Street Fighter franchises. So for example, you'd be playing a grid, probably able to choose a grid playing characters from Street Fighter Alpha series, Street Fighter 2, right, Street Fighter 3. They're gonna be making it so, because we know where there's 14 battles, right? So you probably choose from one and the other, and then we don't know about the 6th one though, Mir, because we're trying to name them off, unless they count Street Fighter EX or something as one of the themes.
Well, yeah, we were theorizing that the 6th one is the 4 Kings of Shadaloo.
Yeah, because you were saying like maybe Birdie is like counts as Street Fighter 1, but Birdie's probably gonna be counted as Street Fighter Alpha, right?
Well, yeah, so, especially because like for Street Fighter 1 we only have Ryu, Ken, and Birdie, and maybe Sagat if he's included in the patch.
Oh, come on, man. I mean, come on. Let's be real right now. But seriously though, like this kind of gives us a hint too on like what kind of characters we're gonna be seeing in Season 3, because they have to have, the themes have to have a certain amount of characters per grid for the arcade mode, obviously, right? Mm-hmm. So this might mean, guys, that when Season 3 hits, we might get just more than one character. You guys might be getting Sagat, man, and Sakura, like, right off the hop. That's gonna be sick.
We can always get, like, for example, when the cinematic story mode was released, both Juri and Urien were playable in their story mode, like in the cinematic story mode, but they were not finished. So it could be the same thing for this. Like maybe they will have a sneak peek of new characters that are going to be added to the game later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like just as arcade mode opponents.
Mm-hmm.
For a while at least.
Yeah. So that's really, really cool. Like I said, it's not going to be just... It seems like with all this information we're seeing, it seems like arcade mode is not going to be just this shoehorned thing, right? It's going to be a big part about this game. It's going to be something that people are going to be... Looks like they're going to be grinding, actually, and playing a lot, which is exactly what we wanted. Like, the offline content is definitely, you know, something that we need in this game. And, yeah, even though arcade mode, you would argue that it should have been in the game in the first place, hopefully Capcom makes up for it by making something really exciting. We know about like some leaked bonus stages and stuff, and even a hidden boss. So I can't wait to see what else we have, especially with the different themes and paths with that. Okay, moving on features. We have a gallery mode. Another thing that I think we should have had. It kind of seems like a shoehorn. It says unlock hundreds of illustrations as you play through arcade mode. So I'm going to assume you have to play at least all the different themes, maybe with every single character, to unlock all these illustrations.
I'm going to assume that this will include eventual endings, like to the arcade mode if there are any. There are going to be any.
See, it's going to be all weird now because we have the story mode, the short story mode for every character. So now that kind of seems a little weird, right?
Well, unless they implement that as part of the arcade mode, which I hope they don't, because it sounds kind of like lame, honestly. Yeah.
No, I think if they're gonna add like cutscenes and stuff, like they got a lot more time. It's been 2 years. It's been 2 years, and we've been seeing leaks for arcade mode prototype for a very long time. They've been working on it for a long time, right? We know this. I mean, I hope so. You know, I hope Capcom didn't just wake up and be like, man, we should just you know, unlock this arcade mode finally, you know. So yeah. Okay, moving on. Extra battle. It says complete time challenges to obtain exclusive costumes throughout 2018. So it looks like Capcom is a little bit more aggressive on their DLC stuff, so we might be able to get costumes that are actually able to unlock rather than using real money for. So that's really exciting too, especially if it is quite challenging. And not like, you know, stupid RNG challenging, like
not unfair challenge.
Not unfair, like survival mode where we have to find some dumb exploit to crack the AI. But I mean, like I said, once again, more content. Hopefully they change up survival mode a little bit, spice it up a little. But time challenges, that seems fun. I mean, I always wanted a kind of a time challenge for trials, you know, like a speed run for trials. I thought that'd be a pretty sick idea to go through. I mean, Street Fighter trials aren't like the hardest 5 trials, but for Street Fighter 4 back in the day, I wish they had kind of like a speedrun thing. That'd be cool to time yourself. So we still need more information on that. I mean, we've seen in the past when Street Fighter 5 came out, we've seen like info on like these weird bosses and stuff. Like this extra battle we've heard about for a while now. So it seems like something else that they...
one of the original leaks.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of this stuff they kind of put it on hold and then they were waiting, and like they could have maybe they could have released a season 2, but maybe they just needed a lot, like another year to finally get this tuned out. But
maybe in light of the poor launch, they decided to you know, make sure that this content's actually worthwhile. Right?
Yeah,
like
maybe they put everything on hold. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think so. Alright, this is the big one, guys. New V-triggers. It says each character will have 2 V-triggers, adding even more depth to the combat system. Oh my god. Okay, first off, I can't believe they're adding 2 V-triggers. I know a lot of you guys were like, okay, we've heard all the rumors and stuff, but for me, it was really hard for me to believe it, you know what I mean? Just because it's going to be such a cluster to balance it, but at this point, who cares? Who cares, right?
Well, especially when there are certain characters that are very dependent on their V-triggers to actually perform well, right?
I mean, it was only a matter of time before they're going to add a second V-trigger to the game, but now I feel like, I mean, it's Season 3, I can't say it's too early, but I don't know, man. It's going to feel like the game is just launching again. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I guess that certain characters really need a new V-trigger.
What are you talking about? Fang doesn't even have one V trigger right now.
Oh,
and you're complaining
right.
about Ryu? At least he has
They'll
one.
get two new ones. So
Yeah.
Fang will get two new
So
ones.
like everyone gets two except for Fang. He only gets one. So they're adding that to this patch.
Oh,
So I mean,
nice.
yeah. So I don't know. Like think about it. If we get like this crazy, you know, Elder Scrolls balance patch for Season 3, and then they add the second V trigger to all these characters, I mean, we're gonna need a mid-season balance patch eventually, dude. I can't imagine what this is gonna be like.
Yeah, probably. Maybe they're just giving up on the fact like of balancing once a year. Maybe they now want to have 2 patches a year. I don't know. Like
That's
it's
fine.
definitely...
It didn't cause any problems. It didn't cause any issues.
Especially because the second patch was not as massive as the first one.
Yeah, and the DLC characters, they've made them very safe to the point of almost where you could even say some of them are bad. You know, they made them very safe. So we haven't had any crazy balancing issues either in terms of a new character coming out and the character just being broken. You know,
Yeah.
from the get-go. So yeah, second V trigger for all these characters. I mean, so what does that mean? Every character that has a 2-bar V trigger is gonna get a 3-bar, and vice versa? Is that how it's gonna work?
Oh, well, that could be interesting. I don't know if they're going to introduce like I don't know 1-bar V triggers, but that sounds unlikely. I'd say.
Yeah. What are they gonna do about Nikali though, man? How are you gonna top that? I mean, okay, you know what? We gotta save that for our next video. I can seriously sit down here for 8 hours talking to you about second V triggers, man. We gotta, yeah. But just 2 V triggers, man. Oh, that's so huge. But there's no information on a second super. Because we heard leaks and rumors on 2 supers.
And that was rumored as well.
I mean, obviously, I would rather have a second V trigger than a second super. Obviously.
Well, yeah, I guess. Yeah,
like that's way more to the engine, right? But
yeah, another thing that we were like theorizing about, I guess, is that we were thinking that they would change, like with the addition of another V trigger, it would also change your V skill. But it specifically says V trigger here, so it's not the entire V system. Probably the V skill is gonna be the same, but we still don't know, right? So that there's always that possibility.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't list say new V system. That does make sense that it would say something like that. But we did hear info. We did see some data mining on there being, proof of there being second V skills, and that unless that's part of the extra battle mode, and they do some kind of weird tacked on ghetto version of a second V skill, like a different power up or something that's like separate in its own mode, Yeah,
maybe for the bosses.
Yeah.
The boss characters.
Yeah. But let's be optimistic here. Like a brand new V system would be awesome, and that'd be one way for them to tackle people saying there's not enough mechanics in the game. But a second V trigger, I'm sure is definitely the most exciting thing in this update, because we know this is huge. This is gonna spice up all the characters for sure. And it's definitely something to check out, and it's definitely gonna put that tier list for a spin. So I can't wait to see all the characters, what they're gonna get. I really hope the second V triggers are something really inspiring. They put a lot of work into it and thought into it, and make it as much as you can. At least have to make the decision on which one you want to use, or something that helps characters bad matchups. Possibly it would be also interesting. Okay,
that could be a good idea.
Yeah, and finally, this one, secretly, I'm secretly the most hyped for this one. Don't tell anyone though. It says new visuals. The user interface is being redesigned with new color schemes, revised menus, and exciting pre- and post-fight effects. Okay, now, before we talk about this, I need you to answer a question for me. When it says the user interface, they're saying UI, right? User interface is UI.
Well, that's what it means, right?
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so in your country and in my country, it means UI, correct? Okay, good.
Yes.
Now, it does say revised menu in this sentence, correct?
So
that means they're separate.
It should mean menus, loading screens, like character selection, and hopefully life bars.
Mirror, it only means life bars, okay? It only means life bars and super bars. Please, please, Capcom, change this. Please.
Definitely the V triggers, especially because you need to be able to tell them apart, right? Especially if you have 2 different ones. And it could be just like it was with Ultra 1 and Ultra 2. It was what was it, green and purple, I think.
Oh, you're right. They're gonna have to change something. That better not be the only thing they change, though. Is a color on the V's. Stupid V's. It better not be purple and red or something. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no. I'd be salty about that. I want different.
Well, it says new colors, right? So.
In before it's cross Tekken life bars and they're flashing and shaking all over the place. Everyone's getting
nice.
seizures. Yeah, the new visuals, man. I mean, we need this so that when people see the stream of the game, they know it's a new version of Street Fighter. It's the only thing we have at this point for remarketing. It's
for sure.
So important, man. I know it sounds silly, but new visuals, guys, a new paint on this game, it'll help us forget the bad times, guys. It'll help you forget the bad times, guys. It's like, I can't explain it, man. It's when you put your car through a car wash and it's just, even though it's gonna rain tomorrow,
to be like a distant memory of the past. Right?
Yes,
like when the UI was still like looking like a mobile game. It was just dark times, but now it's there, maybe. Hopefully.
Yeah, they're throwing those old life bars and stuff in the trash, and just ghostly spirits are gonna fly out of the trash can. It's just, it has to be burned with fire.
These like pre and post fight effects, whatever that means, hopefully those are like special intros and outros. That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be kind of cool.
That'd be a really nice addition.
Eventually we're gonna skip it all anyways, but you know, presentation is a big deal, as we know with some recent fighting games.
And people like those.
Yeah.
Like, I remember comments about, but like, what about games like CVS 2 that had all those special intros that were like super badass, and Street Fighter 5 has none of that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Oh man. Okay. Anyways, let's talk about the title of the game. Okay, I'm not gonna go too crazy on this because I already did my little rant with you, but I'm pretty salty about the title of this expansion. It's gonna be called Street Fighter 5 Arcade Edition rather than Super Street Fighter 5 or Mega Street Fighter 5 or what else did you call it, Mir? Another idea?
Enhanced Edition.
Enhanced Edition. I mean, my beef with the title is that Capcom had a huge opportunity to just easily remarket this game by using the second disc as a way to show people that this game has a ton of new content, that it's to the point where it's basically a new game. That's the whole opportunity here. And I feel like when a customer sees Street Fighter 5 Arcade Edition, it simply seems like Street Fighter 5 now with an arcade mode in the game. It doesn't sound that appealing. I mean, especially when you know the game is 2 years old at this point, and you're like, 2 years and now they're adding something that should have been in the game when it launched? I mean, it just doesn't sound appealing at all when there's so much more, especially if you haven't played Street Fighter 5 up to this point. So I think they should have really called it something else. I mean, that was the whole reason why they called the past games like Street Fighter, Super Street Fighter 4 and all that. So yeah.
I'm sure they didn't want to push the Super Street Fighter name just because, like, in the past, you would, like, those names basically meant that it was like an actual new game, right? Like, no, it's like an actual new game, and it would fragment the player base, right? And they really want to stress the point that this is a free update, right? So it sounds more like an expansion pack instead of like a completely new game. But I do agree that the name is not, like, it doesn't tell you like the full extent of the changes, basically.
Yeah,
it's just Arcade Edition, which sounds a bit underwhelming. Yeah,
unless it has like Sagat on the front cover, like ripping Sakura's head off or something, like something just crazy where you're just like, this cannot be the same game on the front. It has to be like a wild cover on the front.
That sounds like pretty cool box art.
Yeah, it would be for sure. We don't know what it looks like yet. I mean, the date, I don't know if it showed the date release on Amazon. I don't think it doesn't show the release date on the Amazon. So I mean, we saw that on the UK posting, and it was like,
yeah, and it was 18th of January, right?
I think it was the 16th of January, which was on a Tuesday. So I mean, that sounds pretty realistic. I wonder when Capcom was going to announce this now. Like, the cat's out of the bag. Everyone's going to be talking about it. I mean, they're going to have to say something. I mean, is this considered an embargo leak? Or, like, I don't know what's going on. Maybe we might get an announcement today, right after this video.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, at this point, just because, Like the secret is out. Everyone knows about it at this point. Maybe they'll have to make an official statement.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Okay, let's wrap this video up, guys. Everyone who's watching the video, let me know what you think of the title. Let me know what you guys think of this new arcade mode and the second V triggers. What do you guys want from your favorite character as a second V trigger? I mean, we should do some wish list videos on this, man. There's a ton I want to talk about on the V triggers alone, for sure. This is really exciting news and kind of a random time for it, but yeah. Where's Zeku, man? Like, come on, like, come on. Arcade edition gets leaked before Zeku? Like, what's going on here, man? Come on.
Well, he's a ninja hiding in the shadows or something like that.
Ridiculous, man. Zeku edition. Street Fighter 5.
Zeku edition.
Zeku edition. Okay, let's wrap this up. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Don't forget to like the video and be sure to subscribe to the channel. And of course, I'll be like paying crazy attention to this and keeping you guys updated and posted all the way up to its launch. So till then, guys, take care. Peace out.
See ya.